I want to talk to you about the infinite beauty of you. So, big picture, what I'm talking about are our patterns and our attachments and our limiting beliefs. And what these are disturbances in our energetic field that keep our energy from flowing. Our energy is meant to be constantly flowing, but when we create an attachment or a block, then it creates obstacles in our energetic field. And when we create those obstacles in our energetic field, it makes it difficult for our energy to flow freely. And so when we have these blocks, when our energy is not flowing freely and naturally, the way it is intended to, we start to manifest these disturbances as low vibrations. And that may look like sadness, anger, fear. It could look like anxiety or depression. It could even feel like confusion. It could feel like disconnection. And so the idea is to take a moment and stop and investigate that feeling and letting yourself explore where that feeling is coming from. It is only then that we'll ever really get to the root cause of what we're feeling and why we are feeling it. And that knowledge, no matter how uncomfortable it may be to get there, once we have that knowledge, then we can release it and eradicate, release, let go of the block, let go of the attachment so that the energy can start flowing again. So we can get back to feeling joy and connectedness. Now, patterns, attachments, limiting beliefs, what in the world does that mean? So if you're new to this, what that could mean is, I'll give you an example. So let's say you are really into makeup and you're like, oh, there's this really cool disco glitter makeup. Let's say disco glitter eyeshadow that you want to get. And when you see it, you think, oh, it'll make me feel really fantastic and beautiful, and I know I will love myself. So you save your money, you buy the disco glitter eyeshadow, and then you wear it, you feel fantastic that first time, maybe even that second time, but eventually you get tired of it and you get rid of it. All right, so we move on. So what's a new flavor? Maybe it's the neon green lipstick. So you think to yourself, well, no, that disco glitter, I don't know what happened. I just made a mistake. So let me move on to this neon green lipstick. So you save your pennies, you buy the neon green lipstick, and you wear it once, you wear it twice, and you're really in love with it. But then at some point it loses its luster, and then you move on, not being able to sustain that self-love or that feeling of feeling beautiful and amazing. And so you're on the hunt for your next thing. Now, there's nothing wrong with liking makeup. I occasionally dabble with makeup, but the thing is, you're chasing this feeling of self-love and self-care and feeling beautiful. But the attachment in this situation, or this limiting belief, is that it lies outside of you, that it lies within this lipstick or this eyeshadow that you're getting. And the truth is, anything that's for you already exists within you. And so it's simply a recognition that it's already there. So in this situation, our block or pattern or limiting belief is that makeup is going to fix us. But the truth is, makeup is not going to fix you. It takes recognizing and acknowledging that you are beautiful. And then you can move on to makeup and recognize it as the fun activity that it is, And then you can sustain that feeling of self-love, self-care, feeling beautiful, while also having this fun pastime and not putting more weight on that fun pastime than it is really meant to carry. Of course, there are other examples of having these limiting beliefs. There's also the example of certifications, validation. If I keep going to school, I will feel better about myself because I will have this diploma, I will have this certification, I will have this title, and then I'll feel smart. Well, you go to undergrad and then you finish and you're like, oh, maybe 2 years later you feel kind of like old news, and now you're considering going to graduate school to have that feeling of feeling knowledgeable and intellectual and accomplished. And then you go to grad school and you finish, and then maybe a few years later you start to feel a little expired. So then you go back and you go for another, maybe it's not even for school this time. Maybe you're going to get some sort of license or certification to go along with your career. And after that, then what's next? Well, it ends when you realize that you've always been a knowledgeable, intellectual, accomplished person. And all of these certifications, what purpose are they really serving? It's part of your lesson. If you ask me, it's part of your lesson. It's part of that journey for you to realize that in going through all these motions, that you don't need all of these external validators, that you have always been this person, and it's just about recognizing and acknowledging it within. I'll give you my own personal example, and I am a multidimensional medium, Akashic Records reader, spiritual mentor, and an energy healer. And I have gone through a phase where I was constantly taking courses, and it was within one of these courses where I began to channel, and channeling was not a part of the content, but it was something that someone mentioned in passing in this class, and it just lit the light bulb went off in my head that, oh, I've been channeling. I've always been channeling. And then it got stronger. It was when I stopped considering it as something outside of my reach, and finally recognizing that it was something that was innate in me, that it really became active.